at the round table. Yeah. Sydney's #1 podcast.
I know, coming at you live. What's the postcode for this suburb?
2152 is North Mead.
North Mead.
Hey,
Let's go North Mead.
It's in 21 District. It's in 21 District, yo.
Whoa, that's a bit far.
Well, welcome everybody to the first episode of Nights at the Round Table. I am Sefa.
I'm Sila.
And I am Sila. I am your queer nightingale who is a singstress, a seamstress, a mistress, and a mattress. Thank you very much. You are welcome.
This is our first podcast. Grateful you guys are listening in. Best conversations happen between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. And so we thought we'd start recording them, even though it is currently only
10 past 9.
It's only 9 o'clock, but some of us have jobs. So we got work to get up for in the morning. So I can't actually record between 11 and 5, but let's imagine that it is. All right, 11 p.m. we're starting this convo. So we're going to break this up into segments. Our first segment, we're going to be talking about news headlines this week. We want to cater this. Obviously, everybody's welcome and we welcome all thoughts, perspectives, but we specifically wanted podcasts where people could share their views as Pacific Islanders living in Western countries, the lens through which we see things. So first up this week, thought we'd discuss. Sila, you actually sent me a news article and you can give us a quick intro.
Yeah, so The Guardian did an article on the boys that were lost on Ata, an island in the Kingdom of Tonga. And so there was a lot of talk around it on Twitter. And so people were saying that with the article, I felt the same as well, that it was, they put the spotlight on the captain that rescued the boys instead of the actual boys. And the journalist, I felt, didn't do their due diligence by interviewing the boys and who were now old men and asking them for how they were able to survive, asking them about their experience and whatnot. And so the awesome thing was that Taika tweeted and he said that if they do make a movie of this, he hopes that they get a Polynesian director or producer, and that specifically Tongan. And he said that, and then he tried to say that he wouldn't be available as well. I think for him, because it's the whole thing of making space, so that someone who was actually Tongan could do the movie if possible.
No, him is that Disney money. It's that Star Wars movie that was announced. May the 4th, they announced he's got a movie coming. He's like, you know what? This seems like an indie film, and I'm kind of more expensive. Like, my price range has gone up past what Tonga can pay.
Like, the thing I found crazy was I was talking to one of our friends, our mutual friends, and he was just like, but there's no one big enough that's Tongan that could do the movie. So, and I was just like, the only way that Taika was able to do bigger movies was because he created one. Like, he was given an opportunity and a budget, hence why he made Boy, went on to make Hunting for the Wilder People, then Thor, and all this other stuff. And so for me, I'm just like, there's already currently in New Zealand and Australia, there's heaps of Tongan creators. There's heaps of people that could just be given an opportunity to act in a movie. Like when you look at Slumdog Millionaire, they weren't famous, especially the little boy and little girl. They were literally from the slums. And so for me, I'm just like, it's just the whole thing of you just have to give someone an opportunity to do it.
And the movie doesn't even have to be that big. I mean, Whale Rider didn't have the biggest budget either. Got some Oscar nominations.
Big time.
So I don't even think it needs to, especially with Whale Rider being as big as it was. I'm not that well versed as to how accurate culturally it portrayed. Yeah. But was it well received from
big time?
From
like I think that people
community?
I didn't expect for it to make such a huge impact on a global scale.
Yeah,
like, I thought it would
did.
be big in New Zealand, but it did. Because I remember, I know they're not big now, but the Olsen twins were just like, this is our favourite movie. And I was like, this is big.
Wait,
like, they made
hold
it
up.
big time.
They were saying Whale Rider?
Yeah, they loved Whale Rider. And I was just like, they made it big. Olsen twins, what the hell?
They made it.
Look,
They made it.
The Full House Girls, okay? The Full House Girls.
What are your thoughts, Lamah?
I think it's really good that we're able to open up this space for creative Polynesian people to really be able to shine. And when you give someone the opportunity to do that who is lesser known, there's really no expectation for them to, it's not going to be Hollywood level, which is what a lot of people are going to maybe possibly have that perception of. But I'm really excited to see who will take on this project. Hopefully they'll be able to flourish in their endeavors. I think we were talking about earlier about a lot of people that were talking about the captain or capitalizing on
The story.
the story. But then there was another article that was that came out.
Tell us about the article. What happened?
That old man was just like, to all you little cotters, this is what should really go down. If the white man wants you to make money over it, he saved us, let him. But it's a very typical, like, Pasefika parent mentality. Because that's how, like, for them, they're just like, oh, the whole thing of gratitude.
Yeah. Like, he actually saved their literal life.
Yeah.
So what if he makes money off of it? He's like, all good.
Yeah.
So I actually have the article up now. So I just want to read what he said in the last paragraph. And he says, I know a lot of people say to me things about Mr. Warner makes a lot of money from our story. Who cares? If no Mr. Warner, we never survive. If no Mr. Warner, we won't be here to tell our story. If Mr. Warner makes some money from it, good luck for him. That's my opinion. I would tell everybody, please shut up.
And that's...
That's that.
Mic drop.
So, please shut up.
No, yeah, especially it's a trap to easily, that I find it becomes easy to get into, especially online, to get angry about something that it's not within your control. Here's a guy who is actually the one getting so-called ripped off, but he's just like, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for him, he sees it differently, which I find interesting, at the very least.
Like, I think for me, my issue wasn't with the captain. My issue was with... Because the article I thought was really well written.
Yeah, it is.
But it was just biased
It's about him.
as
Yeah.
hell.
It's not,
And the fact that they spent the
Which is
majority of the
biased.
article talking about Lord of the Flies,
Yeah.
and then they don't even talk to the boys
Yeah.
who they're like referencing.
100%,
So for me, I'm just like, nah, that doesn't make sense.
And
to
then they
me.
also just assume this whole narrative of like, it's not like the Lord of Flies because these people are friends and they came out from the other side and they're better people. Like, is that what you asked them, or is this what your perception?
You're assuming.
Okay. Next piece of article. Speak English much. Oi. Next thing to discuss, Jason Derulo. Oi. Look. Why are you laughing?
Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo.
I think this ties in really well with what we were just talking about.
Wait, explain the situation first for those who aren't well versed.
So if any of y'all have TikTok, there is a song, and I don't even know what the song is called.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Damn it,
dun,
I had
dun, dun, dun,
the
dun,
title.
dun.
I know I just have his name. Jay Swash or something.
Yeah, so it was composed by a 17-year-old Samoan
Yeah.
person.
In South Auckland.
And it has taken off on TikTok, and I believe Jason Derulo has released a new track with the sampling of that song. And then a lot of people have jumped to conclusions that Jason Derulo hasn't credited this person on whatever platform, and it's caused a lot of outrage within the Polynesian community, I suppose. And they have just gone on this whole witch hunt for...
Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
But it's dumb. I don't think they understand where he's supposed to be credited. They're like, oh, he's not credited on the post. Because Jason Derulo posted a sample of the song and the video clip, I'm guessing. And then they're like, oh, he didn't even credit him in the post. I was like, if he credits him in the post, it's not going to make him money.
Yeah.
He just needs to credit him officially where it matters.
Yes,
Which
I agree.
you visibly can't see these days. Like, nobody buys a CD and gets like the lyric booklet anymore. But that's where... Like when Mariah Carey did it and she sampled Eddie's was in the booklet. But with this one, I was like, are you expecting him to tag the artist in every post he makes about it? I'm like, nah.
It's like even when PME sampled J Boog, and everyone just, like, we have this word in Samoan called osovale, where people just jump into things without thinking. And for me, I'm just like, a lot of people, like with the Derulo thing, I went and looked, before I went and just like went on a Derulo attacking rampage, I went and looked on the boy's IG page, and he doesn't even make it clear there. What he just emphasizes is the song was popular before Jason Derulo, which is a fact. But he doesn't explain whether he was given right or whether he was asked permission or whether he has been given money for it. And so for me, I'm like, if that's the issue, then we should just be leaving it to the kid. Because if the kid, if he says Derulo stole it from me, then for me, I'm just like, oh yeah, let's all go in. Let's all go on Derulo. But he doesn't say anything. And everyone's just like, also vale harau, and just being like, Derulo, this. And the thing for me I don't like is when people then make it racial. And I've seen people write in Samoan stupid things. And for me, I'm just like, nah, I'm not down for that.
About Derulo?
Yeah, about Derulo saying racial things. So I'm like, nah, I ain't in for that.
I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people feel they're entitled to just say whatever they want. Like, Jason Derulo may have purchased the sample.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
he may have.
Like, he doesn't need to disclose.
Exactly.
Where he got...
Yeah.
No, I want to see transaction statements. I want to see receipts.
Receipts, please.
And the thing is, like, it's normal because, like, a lot of people sample different songs. Like, I remember Sierra when she sampled a different, like,
Kanye.
song. Like,
Kanye's
everyone.
all his
but
hits.
they don't have to write in the song.
This was
has been
sampled
sampled by this.
Yeah. I
As
think
long
it's-
as that person gets their money.
Yeah.
And right from the most recent one would be HP Boys. So if you aren't aware of HP Boys,
Yeah.
they sampled "Shake You Down" in their song "To the World" in the new EP.
Yeah.
And if you read the comments, there's no one
Going in on
that.
Very true.
So people
That's
seem
fair,
to be
yeah.
really
Yeah.
selective.
It goes both ways,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I think some people were trying to say there's a difference when it's someone who can make a lot of money and the person who actually made it, they're like, they're not going to make anything off it. So I think that's where a lot of people have been trying to draw the differences. But I love that. Because for me, HP Boys, they're making money. So it's the same thing, same concept.
But I feel like what Sila was saying is, if the creator was making a fuss about it, then I would be all good.
Yeah, all in.
But because it happens a lot, smaller creators are always getting ripped off.
Periscope.
Yes.
Just saying.
But
Periscope.
this 17-year-old was like, look, I'm all good with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's an issue.
He's like, look, I'm just trying
Shut
to
up.
pass. I'm just trying to pass my year 12 class.
Like, the thing for me at the same time, because he actually hasn't said anything, I was just like, this is
he's
giving
making
him
money.
more PR.
He already got the cash from Derulo. He's getting clicks. He's getting links. He's got web traffic. This kid has
But I
it
really
made.
do hope that he's able to make money off it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, I hope they did do the morally right thing and what's ethically right, and asking for permission.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that did go down.
Like, a different lens to see this situation through is that it frustrates me. Like, this is the epitome of the 21st century story, where a 17-year-old is making more money than me.
Get yours.
And
I'm
I
like,
cannot.
get yours.
I can't even pay my bills. I can't even pay my phone bill. But here's this kid having a spat
Just
with
because the
Derulo.
rest of us are living on Migo Ring, there is nothing wrong with this.
Hey.
one
That was
and his
that's for my
hustle.
dinner.
Just because I withdrew 10,000 from my super does not mean I'm less than you.
Don't at my dinner.
Don't at my hustle.
All I can say is, in the words of Total, if Mr. Jason Derulo makes some money from it, good luck for him. That's my opinion. I would tell everybody, please shut up.
And that's how it's
And
that's how
scene.
Alrighty, well, we'll move on from my segment.
Night at the Brown Table is proudly sponsored by your mum and No One Else Incorporated. Are you sick of seeing trolls with the unsolicited opinions? Do you ever read Karen comments and wonder what the hell is wrong with her? Then Bots Blocker is the extension for you. Available on Chrome and Mozilla Firefox. Obviously not Internet Explorer, because sis, if you're still on that, then it's time to upgrade.
Next we have Q&A. This would be a segment that we're going to try feature in every episode for listeners to write in questions, but because the current listeners are 3, which is us 3, I just came up with random questions that I got from the internet, put it in a jar. So what we're going to do is draw a question, you answer. You can go as deep as you want or as on the surface shallow as you want, up to you. Okay, so we will start with Shalama.
Awesome.
Alrighty, here we go. I am reaching into the jar of stars, and I have just picked out.
Did you say SARS or stars?
Stars.
I've just picked out a note. Oh, here I am. I'm unclincking the note as we speak, and my heart is pounding 1,000,000 miles an hour. And now I'm opening it, and it says, "What's the worst job you've ever had?" The worst job I've ever had is trying to entertain basic people.
OnlyFans?
Sorry?
Oi, let's keep it PG.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a worse job. I can say
that doesn't count because you need to make money to count it as a job.
Oh, really?
OnlyFans isn't. It's not. The money isn't coming in yet.
That's service.
What's
That
that?
is a job.
What's a fans? I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, the worst job I've ever had that I've been paid for. I don't think I've actually had. The only thing that can come close is I can think of photography jobs. For those who don't know, I'm a creative and a photographer.
Super good.
Very good. Very good.
Oh my gosh, guys, I know. No, I'm jokes. I'm humble. Yeah, probably because like
Blessed but humble.
there hasn't been any bad photography jobs. There have been jobs that have been very demanding, with demanding people, but I wouldn't say that they're the worst.
Is it a specific event, a type of event that these kind of jobs are? Like, is it a wedding or is it birthdays? Is it family photos? What kind of jobs usually are terrible?
Events. So not weddings, like actual...
Like corporate events?
Yeah, so I used to do corporate events and even like birthday events and stuff like that. I no longer do them anymore. And there's obviously a reason why.
So is it because of the behavior and attitude?
I think just the notion of like, I don't know, not having the creative freedom that I would like to have. It doesn't really align with what I envision my end product to be for my clients. So yeah, it's nothing bad.
Cool. You go, Sila.
Okay. Mine is, what are your hobbies and how did you get into them? Sometimes I find it hard to make to differentiate between hobbies and interests. So are hobbies are things that you'd like to do? No, that's interest, right?
No, that's hobby. Hobby is something you do.
Okay.
But I think interests and hobbies can overlap.
Okay.
So like photography would be interest. It was interest and then it turned into a hobby and then...
Turn it to work.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really good at anything. But the thing no, there's nothing wrong with that.
Someone's fishing. Now I feel obligated to compliment you.
I don't know if it's if it's an interest or a hobby, but I like reading and cooking.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, those are the two things.
How did you get into them?
How I got into reading was they did this program in New Zealand. Oh, apart from my dad used to take us to libraries when we were kids. But in New Zealand, they had this program called the Duffy Book Program. And what I didn't know until I was older was that they targeted schools that were in low socioeconomic areas.
Nice.
And so what happened is you get given this catalogue, you choose 3 books, and you get 2 of the books to keep for free forever.
Oh, wow.
And so for me, I think it's the whole thing of something brand new, and that was mine that just really made a huge impact on me with books. And so books was my means of escape, and I've just carried it on since I was a kid.
See, I would kill for that now.
Oh, I
You know what I mean? Like, as in, you're taking it for free. Because as a kid, you're like, oh, I don't want to be viewed as that. Now, ever since, the age of 12, I was like, I have no shame. You're giving it to me for free, I will take it.
Like, that's the only crime I've done in public is stolen from a library. I was too scared to steal from shops, but I stole from a library, and I got caught.
Alarms.
No, I got caught from the librarian, and my friends wouldn't. They just mocked me after that.
You rebel. What's the phone app you use most? I'd rather not disclose.
Talk to your bishop.
I'd rather not disclose. All right? Look here, guys.
You have to be like totally truthful.
OnlyFans.
It's not out there.
Oh, it's not. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I don't know.
Oh wait, how did you know?
I don't know.
Oh, it's not? You didn't have it as an app on your phone?
Oh no.
No. There's always 2 apps that are most probably always open. YouTube and Netflix. It's bad. I always have something playing in the background. Even like, I hope my workmates don't listen to this. I always have something playing while I'm working. Like there was a conference call on the computer. I have on my phone Netflix or a YouTube video playing that's playing through my headphones.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I know, it just makes me more productive, I find.
Yeah. I always need noise.
Oh yeah, just something.
Spotify.
It has to be a specific kind of show. So I'll put on shows like the comedy, like Parks and Rec, Community,
Stuff.
Like ones that you've already
in the
watched.
background.
Yeah.
Always on in the background,
Yeah.
and then the ones I want to watch properly, I save it for later. But yep, that's mine.
We'll go one more round.
Yeah.
One more? Yep.
Oh, here we
We'll go one more because he didn't prepare his segment. You didn't prepare your section.
My segment is literally the same thing.
Boy, that's what I'm
So
saying.
here
He's
I am.
One more.
I'm opening it up. I'm so excited.
Sorry if my writing isn't legible.
What's the most controversial opinion?
Hot take.
So, for those who don't know, I was raised in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, one of the beliefs within the church is saving yourself for marriage and then being able to have sexual relations with that person afterwards. My most controversial opinion given that stance would be, I believe that people should have the opportunity to explore their sexual interests, because when you get locked down with a partner and it doesn't align with what you like, I mean, all I can say is, I hope you pray harder. Yeah, so that would probably be my most controversial opinion. I have a very non-conventional belief when it comes to the church. So there are things that I definitely believe in within the church, but then there are also things that I kind of like, maybe it's a lot better to do, or not to do something else, but I don't know. I think maybe it's because of my sexuality that I think this way. But yeah, be a good person, do good deeds, you'll be fine. So you just need to be a good person.
Clarifying.
Do good deeds.
Deeds. Okay.
Liken yourself unto Jesus Christ. Look at his examples. And that's all you need.
Yeah, I like that.
Love. Everybody say love.
Love.
Everybody say love.
Love.
Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. I'm not going to say it. I haven't asked the question. She's looking at me like this. Love. I'm not saying it.
What was the last show you binge watched?
Ooh.
So
Utrecht.
So The Last Kingdom I binge watched last week, but the one I just did like a few days ago is called Normal People on Stan.
I've seen that. I bookmarked it.
I think it's so good.
Normal people.
But there's a lot of sex scenes in there, but super good.
Because it's normal people.
Yeah, but I loved it. I thought it was really good.
How come I have
A little teaser. It's like, it's worth binging, but she's not going to say anything about it. Just that there's a lot of sex scenes, guys. Let that wet your palate. Anyway, do you ever wish you were raised differently? Ooh. Yes. And this isn't a criticism on my parents' parenting skills. I just wish I was rich. Man, I think the money is wasted on the rich. I would be the perfect balance of frivolity and sensibility. I think because of the talent that I have, even being poor.
Wow.
Wait,
What's the talent?
what is it?
Like,
Please do tell.
Well, guys, I mean, how long do we have? This podcast is aimed to be 30 minutes. We're already at 25. I mean, I don't know. But I just think it's wasted. I think I could have been more talented. Like, I could have been a good sailor if I had a boat. If I was raised with a family that grew up on the East Coast, let's say Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, in the suburbs up there, Connecticut, all of that, I could have had a great life. But I was not. I was raised by a family that lived on the coast.
In Australia, because you just named all the places in America.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I want to specifically live in that area.
Oh, no way. That's like,
Interesting.
wow,
Wow.
no way. Yeah.
I just wish I was rich.
Okay, and white it sounds. No?
So rich and
No.
American.
Which an American?
Oh, I don't know. No, I like being islander. I could have been here in Sydney. If I had a boat in Sydney, yeah, that also could have been great, but...
You could have said the Northern Beaches.
Okay, I've lived...
Near
I've been in both areas, but like Northern Beaches to the people out in like New England area of the US, I do not like Northern Beaches people. No offense to any of you listeners out there. It's not a stereotype. It's just true. No, I'm kidding. It's not. Anyway, that's my question.
Cool. And we are done.
And now we have the last segment, which I'm so excited to bring to you, everyone. And the segment is about, I want to end this off with something super uplifting. So I want us to go around the table and I want you to think about the past week and something great that has happened and share it with us. Because for those who don't know, John Krasinski has a segment on YouTube called Some Good News. And it makes me cry every single episode. And the idea is not to try and make each other cry, but I just want to share some good news. So for me, my good happenings of the week was I was finally able to see my family after 7 to 8 weeks. So I got to see my mum, my dad, and obviously everyone else for Mother's Day. And it was just a really good time. Like, I remember when I was in the car, I looked at the house and I was like, man, I haven't been here for so long. And it like kind of got me a little emotional because I remember there'll be times when I wanted to see them, but I couldn't. Thank you, COVID-19. But it was really wholesome to see them again. And as I walked in the door, my mum comes out and we embrace each other. And it just felt really warm.
Mine is I finally switched banks and I've decided to go fully online. I bank with ING.
Hey.
Is it sponsored?
I wish. I wish I was that 17-year-old.
Jason Derulo.
Just like Jason Derulo sponsored that 17-year-old kid in New Zealand for the PR. I switched banks. Finally left the big four and I'm with a new bank. That's about it. No hidden fees. I can use any ATM.
Yeah.
Which has happened recently. I didn't realize how many places require cash. Like legit places. It's just like shops and stuff. It's not like nasty places. I feel like you guys are
What?
I feel like, no, okay,
That's what I'm
no.
just like, all the normal shops take card.
no, they don't. My
Yes,
local
they
Thai
do.
restaurant. Ask him.
Your local Thai, quote marks?
It's a
Thai
restaurant, not a massage place.
Okay, happy ending?
The fact that you automatically assume.
Yeah, no one said
Something-
anything.
No,
No one
it's
looked at
both
you.
your- no, it was. Both
I
your
think it was
faces
just the
were like
guilt
this.
that was
Yeah.
eating into you. That's what it was.
Did we not just
You
go
don't
through
need to
this in
confess to
our
us.
articles
You
that
do-
we just read?
We are not your bishop. We're not the priest.
Exactly.
You know, keep it
Next
to yourself.
week. Next week.
On next week's episode, porn addiction.
Pros and cons. Hot take. Anyway, Sila, good news this week.
Good news this week. I just love catching up with my family. And so my auntie and my cousin who just got back from a mission came over on Saturday night to our house. And for me, I think the thing with family is you can just like totally be yourself without any kind of filter or whatever. So for me, getting to talk with them, catch up with them, and then like talking with my mum on Sunday for Mother's Day, that's probably for me was the best thing for me.
Amen.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to me.